Motivation really comes at a premium right now with all the cancellations and restrictions with COVID. This has been going on for 9 months. I know in Ontario, they just announced another 28-day lockdown. This presents a major challenge as most elite athletes are highly motivated by external results, getting to the next level, personal success, and team success. I'm Dr. Cassie Preston from Consistently Performance. In this video, I'm going to share 5 strategies that we're using with our elite athletes to keep them motivated and focused during these tough times. Think of these strategies like opportunities, right? In a way, there's a lot of doors that have been closed and opportunities that you don't currently have as an elite athlete, but there is opportunities there. And if you can look and see them, that's going to help you stay motivated and focused. So let's jump right in. One of the opportunities here is that you can get back to your intrinsic reasons, right? Your intrinsic reasons why you started playing the sport in the first place. Intrinsic motivation. Or another way to think of this is like, why are you playing in the first place? A lot of time, our why. We lose sight of that. We lose sight of our why. And as you progress the ranks, a lot of athletes get caught. It's just about the external things. It's just about the external things. But what about the intrinsic, the feeling, the joy of the game itself, right? Maybe you can't play right now, or maybe it's not as much, or you don't have the games, but you can still enjoy the process of learning and growing and pushing yourself. So one way to think of this is an opportunity to come back to that. This is where you play your best, when you're loose, you're free and having fun. So one of the ways and strategies is come back. Why is it that you started playing this sport in the first place? What is it that you enjoy so much? And get in touch with that. The second opportunity that's presented here is making gains, right? Think of this as an extended off season, right? That's where you grow. That's where you improve. You get stronger, faster. You work on your skills. And one of the things that kind of like I think is kind of funny is interesting. Or I'll give you 2 examples. One was I think it was Quinton Byfield. I read got like gained 15 pounds of muscle. This it's extended off season. And think of yourself as like a rating where the best athletes in your sport, like an EA games kind of situation, they're like 100. So maybe you're a junior player or a minor hockey or a youth athlete, amateur. So you're like a 70 on this rating scale. Well, what's your job? To get to 71 and just keep progressing, making gains, making little improvements. That little 1%, it adds up. And that's all your goals. And it's a long-term thing. It takes years to keep making and refining your craft. That doesn't stop. Yeah, maybe you can't do it the same way you usually can, but the athletes that are focused on making games, making the most out of this extended off season, another opportunity is they're going to leapfrog the ones that are demotivated, sitting at home on social media, not making the most out of this time. And so think of this as another opportunity. The third strategy and opportunity that is presented to you is your ability to get back to being grateful. And this mindset is so important because right now it is really easy to get caught up in, let's say, versus worry, and complaining and all these things outside of your control. And think of gratitude as like the antidote to worry. You're like, oh, I can't control this. I can't believe this is happening. When you come to what you're grateful for, what is going well in your life, it helps you change your state of mind, your state of being. And you can either be in one or the other. You can't be in both at the same time. A lot of us will oscillate. And maybe right now you're going more and more to worry and focusing and complaining about all the things you can't control and not going your way. Focus on what is going well. We have our athletes doing right now 15 things they're grateful for every day in the morning. And so it's pushing them to look within, see the things that are going well for them, and to build and grow. This is really healthy for your mindset. One other way to think of this is like, what percentage are you currently in this worry, stressed, anxious about what's going on versus grateful, centered, and focused on the opportunities that are presented to you. And you can assess yourself and rate yourself on that daily, and then think of it as a habit, right? This is a skill and a habit that you can build. We want this to be high. If this is high now, when things do reopen and things are going back, your mindset will really help you actually play better, and it'll be a life skill for you in all areas of life as well. The fourth strategy is to make sure you're looking for additional or new training opportunities that maybe you haven't taken advantage of before. So obviously I'm going to self-plug here, working on your mindset. We've got lots of athletes starting now because they maybe didn't have the time before, working on their mindset, their mental strength, their leadership skills. Now is a great time to be doing that with your extra time. Another way to think of this is like, what about vision training? Or maybe it's flexibility and doing more yoga or other areas or new skills that you haven't worked on as much before. And now you have the time. You don't have the excuse to say, well, I don't have the time or the energy. You do. So make sure you're taking advantage of that to keep growing and finding other areas to improve your game. Lastly, you can also think of this as an opportunity to reflect on who you are as a whole and how you can grow as a person, not just an athlete. There is more to you than being an athlete. And a lot of times, this can actually be really unhealthy if you're caught up with your persona. It's just your one thing. You're just an athlete. You're just one thing. That's not true. There's more to you than just being an athlete. What else is there? Being a friend, family member, student, you know, musician, other hobbies that you can work on. Doing this, focus on other areas of your life and growing and putting attention there is very healthy. Because if you're getting caught up, as an example, we see athletes like, well, if I fail and make a mistake here and don't play well, that means I'm a bad person. No, that's not true, right? Bad person is not associated with failure and success. But sometimes if your identity is wrapped up in one thing, then that pressure can be unhealthy. Our mindset's unhealthy, and it doesn't give you the balance that works for you. So this is an opportunity to be looking to grow in other areas of your life. Make sure you take advantage of that as well. So there you have it. Those are the 5 strategies that we're using a lot with our athletes. And so if you implement them, they can help. And I want to make sure and make this clear. This doesn't mean that this is an easy situation. This is tough for a lot of people. There's a lot of changing things. But resilience and the ability to adapt and be flexible and adjust your expectations and your goals and what you're putting your intention and focus on, see those opportunities, is a life skill. This is how you overcome barriers, and we can all come out of this much stronger. So I encourage you to use these strategies if they're helpful for you. If you want to join one of our programs, click the link below to learn more. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.